Hey, I'm Matt. Today we're talking about everything you need to know when getting started with Laravel Mail. We're going to be going over creating new emails, customizing them, and how to view them while working locally, plus a couple other things. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, to get started, I just have a basic brand new Laravel app right here. All I did is install the dependencies and it's basically completely brand new. And then obviously I'm running with PHP Artisan Serve. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is go ahead and just make a controller with PHP Artisan make controller, and I'm just going to call it mail controller. Okay, once you make the controller, we're just going to do a couple basic setup things. So go ahead and open web.php. We're going to import our controller up here. And then we're going to change this route to just return a function in our controller. We're going to go ahead and create that method in our controller now. Okay, so now our one route goes to our mail controller and hits a method called sendMail. And our sendMail method does the exact same thing that the route used to do. So it just returns the view right now. Okay, so when it comes to mail in Laravel, it's actually pretty easy to do. So we're just going to go ahead and create our first email, and you do that with an artisan command. And the artisan command is PHP artisan mail make, and I'm just going to call it sign up. So this is the name of the email. Mail created, there we go. All the files are going to live in app, mail, and then sign up. This is the one we just created. Okay, so now let's just take a closer look at our new sign up email. So this build method is actually what kind of like generates the email, and all right now is it's pointing to a view. So we don't actually have this view right now, so we're going to go ahead and create that. So I'm just going to go inside resources, views, new file, and then let's just call it signupview.blade.php. And now inside the new email view, I'm just going to put some basic text here that just sign up here. Okay, so we created our email view, and we can actually remove this first part here where it's a view dot. We actually don't need that anymore because this view method right here actually points to our views folder right here. So it's just going to look for this file inside this this folder. Okay, now back in our mail controller, we can go ahead and paste this line right here. So all it is just mail to, so this is who you're sending it to, and then this is the email you're sending. So we're going to have to import these two at the top, so let's go ahead and do that. So to import mail, it's like this, and then import your own email like this. So right now, all we're doing is we're sending an email to fake email, and we're sending this email, this template. Now, if you actually go ahead and try this, like if you refresh the page, you're going to realize that nothing actually works. Like it's not, you're going to get this error. And that's because we haven't configured our email to actually be like sent yet through a provider. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so for our email provider, we're going to be using Mailtrap. It's very well supported by Laravel, and it's probably one of the easiest tools to use. So you're going to go ahead and create an email, or you're going to go ahead and create an account. Okay, once you sign in, you should have this demo inbox right here. If not, just go ahead and click add inbox. But I'm going to use the demo inbox. And then this is basically where all our emails are going to show up. So let's go ahead and look at our integrations. We're going to set it up with our Laravel app. So just scroll through here. And we're just going to look at Laravel 7 here. And this is pretty much all we have to do. So inside our env file, we basically just have to like copy these parameters, these IDs, and then just paste it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, so inside my env file, I'm going to pretty much remove all the existing mail ones, and I'm going to paste in the new Mailtrap ones. Okay, so once you set up your env to have your Mailtrap credentials, you can actually go back to your Laravel app, and once we refresh the page, you're going to see that our email actually now shows up in Mailtrap. There it is right here. Sign up here, pretty basic, but there you go. You got emails working. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is basically pass parameters into our email, because basically say if you wanted to write something custom here, like a name, like say sign up here Bob or whatever, like you need to pass in that value into the email view. So let's go ahead and do that. In our mail controller, we're basically just going to pass in a name like this. Okay, so I'm going to define this name variable, and I'm going to pass it into sign up. So now back in our sign up template, we're going to have to define a variable here. Once you set up a variable like this in your mail file, you can go ahead and use it in the view. So let's just go ahead and copy this, go up here into the view, paste in name, save the file. And now when we refresh our app, the second email should have a name. And it didn't work. What happened? Okay, so I forgot to actually add the variable to the constructor. So in your constructor in the mail file, you're going to go ahead and pass in name, and then you're going to assign it to the class variable like this. So this.name, or this name equals name. And now when we refresh our app, it should work. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so our email here now has sign up here, Bob. And yeah, so that's basically how you pass in variables, and you can kind of pass in anything you want here. Now there's actually a lot you can do in this build method, and there's a lot of like helpers that you can use. For example, like if you want to set the from variable, the from email, you can go ahead and do that by just passing in a method called from, and then as a parameter pass in the actual email. Same with attaching files, basically the exact same thing. You can attach files with just like an attach and then a path to the file. If you want to CC some people to the email, you can add CC like this. So yeah, as you can see, there's a lot of stuff you can actually do in this build method if you want to change the email, attach files, or CC users, or other emails, But yeah, we're just going to kind of keep it simple for now and go over some more generic stuff. Okay, so looking at this email, you can kind of see it kind of looks kind of boring. It's just like plain text, and there's not really much to it. Laravel actually has like a really good template that it comes with for like an email template, and it actually looks pretty good. So let's go ahead and set that up. Okay, so if you want to use Laravel's mail template, it's actually really easy. At the top of your blade file in the view, you're going to just import this component like mail message like this, and then at the bottom of your file, you're just going to go ahead and end the component like this. And then they also have other components like buttons. So let's go ahead and just add a button like this. And we're going to need to end this component as well. And then in between this like component tags, you're going to go ahead and just like add whatever text you want. So just call it like button, or like I'll click here. And then the URL, you can set this to obviously whatever you want. I'm just going to set it to like Google. All right, so yeah, and it's pretty much that simple. So this is basically all you need to do to use the Laravel template. But one thing you need to keep in mind is that you need to switch this from view inside your mail file. You need to switch it from view to Markdown. This way it will like trigger Laravel's template. So let's go ahead and check that out. So refresh the page, and there we go. So this is this is basically Laravel's new like default template. So I think it looks a lot better, obviously, than like a plain text email. I realized that to get the button working, you actually have to add like HTTPS at the start. So I just changed the link, and then obviously when you click the button, it brings you to Google, right? Nothing crazy there. Okay, so the next thing is you might be wondering like, yeah, this looks great and all, but like, it has Laravel's logo. What if I kind of want to like customize a couple things? It says Laravel at the bottom. Like, I don't really want it to say that, stuff like that. So you actually are able to customize this. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, if you want to customize the template, the first thing you really need to do is run this artisan command. So it's vendor publish tag Laravel mail, just like this. And this is basically just going to kind of give us access to the Laravel files that are like, that generate this template. So let's go ahead and run that. Okay, and now you can see inside resources views, we have this new vendor folder and then the mail. And basically this is all the component stuff. Let's go ahead and just like figure out where this logo is and change it. Okay, so it turns out that the Laravel logo is inside the HTML folder, and then the file is called header.blade.php. So this is where the logo is. We can go ahead and just kind of change it to whatever we want. I'm just going to change it to this random picture of a dog I found online. So now when the email is sent, you can see that the picture is updated, and yeah, it's a dog. And now for the last part, this Laravel, like the all rights reserved Laravel part, if you want to change that, it's actually in the message.blade.php file. And then it actually just works off of whatever your config app.name is. So you can actually just change this in the config or your env file. And I'm just going to kind of hard code this to like mail app like this. And then, yeah, so that should be it. So let's go ahead and test that. And yeah, there you go. You can see the Laravel text got changed to mail app, and that's basically it. So I think this is kind of like a quick, good overview on the basics of Laravel Mail, and you can get started real quickly with this. Obviously, there's like a lot more you can do with Laravel Mail. You can kind of delay messages. You can queue them up if you want. But those are a little bit more advanced things. So yeah, if you want me to make videos on that, feel free to let me know. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. See ya.